Hello, friends. I'm Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and it's time for some creative ink. So come on in and join me and say hello. If you're new to my channel, let me know where you're from, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you can get notified every time I go live. So every Wednesday and Friday I go live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I share all kinds of fun, creative ideas that inspire you to create and share with others. So let me know if you're here, and we will get started in just 1 second. I just want to make sure that I'm good. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, hi Joette. I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about you. I meant to message you and just didn't. When I thought of it, it was kind of late. So I hope you're doing well. So give me a shout out. Okay, so we're kind of Wednesday. I shared a card using the Abundant Beauty Decorative Mask. These are absolutely fabulous, and I love these. They're so much fun to create with. Here's another one here. This one I didn't showcase, but I just showed the idea. So you can get all kinds of fun cards using these. Hi Donna, I see you ordered these masks. You are gonna love them. I can't wait for you to play with them. So anyways, and hi Carol, welcome. Okay, let's get started because this is going to be a simple and easy card. We are going to continue on with the decorative masks today. And we're going to use the leaves. We're going to do a fall card. You need to take a break. So take a break and enjoy. I guarantee you this probably won't be more than 20 minutes. So, okay. And I got a little different camera set up. Tell me if you like this one better. Okay. So if you can see it better, because someone commented that they couldn't quite see my desktop well enough. So let me know if you can see everything good. Okay. Okay, so these are the decorative masks. They're in our mini catalog, the September through December mini catalog, and they're relatively inexpensive. You get these, what is there, 6 masks, or more than that. There's 7 masks here. There's 4 of them that create the sunflower look, and I just cleaned these, so this one might not be quite dry. So there's 4 of them to create the sunflower, and then we have that herringbone design. The snowflake, I'm going to share this I think next Friday. Okay, a really fun technique. Okay, so you're gonna totally love this. So a technique, and then today we're gonna use these leaves dyes or masks today. Okay. And there is 2 other sets in the annual catalog, and I didn't grab them. Maybe next week I'll grab them, that have totally different designs. They're more of a background type design. So check that out. There's one set that are the white masks, and then there's other ones that are like a dark style mask, and they're a little bit more flimsier. So they're not as thick as these. I love the durability of these. So okay, so we're going to take our mask, and this time I cut my cardstock to the size that I wanted it to be, because this is an overall pattern, so it's not going to really matter how it comes out. Okay, so let me just make sure. I'm going to make sure you guys can see everything. And let me show you what else we're using today. We're also using the Ink Botanicals designer paper. I love this. This is great to make a fall card. So we're using that, and we're also using the Nested Essential Dies. I'm going to use this one, the second smallest one, for our label. So I love that. And then we're going to use the Pick of the Patch bundle. And I looked just before I went live. That's why I was late. I went on to see if anything was low inventory or unavailable. And for what I could see really, really quickly, all of this stuff it was there and orderable. Okay. So you can, if you're wanting to order, there's my September host code to use when you're placing an order. But I love this. We have used this Pick of the Patch bundle a lot already, and it's just fun to use. And if you kind of turn it upside down, you could, I saw somebody do like a ghost with this, with these two pumpkins. So can you kind of visualize a ghost? What did she use? I think she paired it with the Garden Walk design stamp set. Used the small little center flower stamps to create the eyes and the mouth. So that was kind of fun to see. And then, of course, the builder punch. We're going to use that today. So I've already kind of done the stamping. That's why do this mask coordinate with any of the dies. They do not, Carol. They're meant to be kind of standalone type things. An inexpensive way to kind of create like a background or the flower. Okay. So, so this is a piece of vanilla. What is it? 3.5 by 4 3/4. So if you wanted to, you could take, let me see if I got my tape here, my seal. You could just take just a little piece of it if you want to hold it in place on your paper and just detack it a little bit, all right? And so I'm going to just put it there, okay? And that'll kind of hold it in place. And then we're going to just plop our masks down, okay? And I don't think there's a right side or a wrong side. Now, pay attention because there's all these veins in the leaves. So you want to kind of pay attention as to how you're utilizing your blending, okay? So you don't really tear at that. And we're going to use Crush Curry today. And I've got my yellow blending brush here. So I'm just going to, do a little circle motion. And it's always good to start off your paper a little bit, kind of like over here, to get rid of that deep tone right there. So when you hit it, when you hit your paper, it's not going to be a blobby mess. It's just going to be nice blending. Okay, you see that? And you could really make this as intense or as light as you want it to be. Whoops. And you could tack your mask down as well, but we're okay with this. We're going to just take our time and do some blending here. Okay, and you could change colors with this mask too. And hi, Kathy. Welcome, and I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you yet today. I've been doing errands and haven't been home. So, I'll probably have to call you tomorrow, okay? Because I'm leaving the house again right after this. So, okay, so let's see. How's that looking? I think that looks pretty darn good. So it's a little bit light there and a little deeper in other areas, and it's totally fine. There's no right or wrong. So remember how I told you, if you wanted to change colors, or maybe you were using a variety of colors and you wanted to do a second card, this is actually damp from cleaning my stamps earlier. So I'm just going to lightly rub the paper towel. You know what? I'm not sure if I've got, do I have, you know what? We're just going to use this. Because I think I got to dampen it up with alcohol, because alcohol dries fast. So just kind of tip your alcohol. And this is my crafting alcohol, so if it's not 100% clean cloth, I'm not going to contaminate for any other usage. So just really, just kind of, you might want to just dab at it a little bit and lightly brush it, and pay attention. Just draw it in the direction so you're not hitting those veins there. And of course, you could easily run it underneath water. See, that one's poking up a little bit. Run it underneath water and then maybe dab it with a dry towel, and so you can move on. Okay. All right. So there's my tip about that again. So we are ready to make our card. Okay. So we're going to, so that tackiness there, we're gonna let me put the lid on the alcohol before we have an accident. So let's glue this on a layer of crushed curry. This is 4 7/8 by 5 7/8, or 3 7/8. I think that's right. Or 3 5/8. Because we started with 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, so we've got that. And we've got a piece of designer paper because we're going to mat these two together. Okay, this is actually the same width as the card base. We're going to put this on some very thick, very vanilla. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Sometimes it's just good to completely cover our card base. So, and I didn't fold this in half. So I'm going to just line it up with that score line. I've already pre-scored it. Hopefully I've done it good. Yeah, that looks good. And all right, so let's do that, and then let's fold this. Let me grab a foam folder here. Normally I score it before I adhere the paper, but we missed a step. Okay, I think that looks great. All right, so let's move on. So I've already stamped a whole bunch of pumpkins, okay? So we're going to use Old Olive for our leaves, and I've got them already. I think we can move that. So I've already stamped and punched Old Olive leaves on, you know, I still want my silicone mat. It fell on the floor. So let's grab that because hopefully I didn't hit the camera. Because we're going to use this to add a little bit of glue up here. Let's get in camera here, Nancy. We're going to add a little bit of glue. This is going to be what we use to adhere our small little pieces on. Or you could use a glue dot. So, okay, so what are we doing here now? So I've already stamped a bunch of pumpkins. So I've got pumpkin pie, which is this one, and we've got crushed curry, and then some Cajun craze, and I did a calypso coral. So we're going to have a whole array of pumpkin colors. Actually, this is Daffodil Delight. Crushed curry, stamped ink. I don't know, you could play around with some different yellows. Just seemed a little too intense, too deep. I wanted a little bit lighter. Okay, so have you noticed the way I stamped these pumpkins here? That's because they're going to line up into our punch. And these are actually both Cajun craze. I used 2 different ink pads, and one's just a little bit more well inked, and this one's a little bit lighter. So you can have all kinds of shades of pumpkins too. So play around with your ink. If it's kind of light, maybe it needs to have be re-inked. So let's just stamp these. We only really need one of each color, but while I'm stamping, let's make more than one card. I love to make several cards at once, and then I have a few on hand to use. And this is a piece of scrap that's out of my scrap file. So I didn't even have to cut any cardstock. It's just leftovers. And with the stems, we all have, you know, little pieces, skinny strips for the stems and the leaves. So I use those as well. Okay, let's clean up this mess here. Let's turn over a few pumpkins. We've got the daffodil, the pumpkin, the Cajun craze. Where's my calypso? I guess this one's calypso. Calypso and Cajun. So we're going to use these right here. We're going to use these 4 pumpkins, and we're going to add our stem. So I've already stamped our stem, and that one's not stamped. Okay, I've got glue on my fingers. So I'm going to just turn it over. I'm going to grab just a little bit of glue so I don't ooze up all over. And let's move that out of the way. We've got garbage everywhere. Okay, so we're going to just kind of set that off to the side. There we go. I need a little bit more glue. My glue kind of dried up, or I flung a pumpkin on it. So, hi Colleen, welcome. All right, so let's do our Calypso Coral and grab another stem here and attach it. And if you don't have a silicone mat, you could use a clear block as well. You could just a piece of wax paper. It could be whatever you've got, you know, even on a scrap piece of paper, just something where you can squirt out a little bit of glue so you can grab that. Because sometimes it's a little easier squirting out a little pile of glue versus using your liquid glue bottle and squeezing way too much, right? Because you can just kind of drag off what you don't need. Okay, so we've got our pumpkins ready. We've got leaves here. And there's just all kinds of scrap around, little shavings of stuff. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, what's next, Nancy? We're going to wrap some linen thread around this. Yeah, there's my glue. I gotta get rid of this. Hang on. We used to have this adhesive remover, but if you ever find one, they're great to get rid of that adhesive. Or alcohol works really good too. You know, the alcohol rubs it right off. This is my photo mat that I use. Okay, so we're gonna take some linen thread here, and I really want to double it up. So let's see. And I didn't measure this before. I used something different on my sample card, so we're going to change it up a little bit different. I love linen thread with fall stuff. It just makes the card so much warm and natural. So, oh, Colleen, you ordered the mask? Good. I'm so happy you did. They are fabulous. You're going to love them. Hopefully you have some blending brushes too, because that really helps you blend the ink on well. Okay, so let's see. So I've got that doubled. Am I like perfectly in half? Not quite. Let's do that. Okay, we're going to just tie this off to the side, and let me look. They have them at the dollar. Yes, you can get the adhesive removers at the Dollar Tree store. It's a great little thing to have. Inexpensive little thing to have. And I use them. I also use them on my snips. This is a great thing. You know how you get glue all over your snips? I just open them up and remove some of the adhesive, because it all, you know, when you're cutting stuff, it just happens. All right, so I think that looks pretty darn good. I'm gonna slide this. If you have trouble sliding, just give your cardstock a little bend and just wiggle it. Hopefully that does it. All right, so my loop-de-loops are every which way here. So let's get them a little bit smaller. And, oh lordy, I haven't had this much tying a bow in a while. Okay. It's been kind of a rainy day here today. Gloomy. Okay. There we go. I just have to trim this just a little bit, and then maybe we might trim it some more. Okay, so that looks pretty darn good. Linen thread. And then you can tell me if you like the other ribbon I did. So we're going to take our die, our label die here that I've already pre-cut out of crumb cake. And we're going to take the stamp A Harvest of Blessings. And here we go. Ink that up, and we're going to stamp it right up to the very tippy top. And we're going to pull this back in because I want to make sure my points are lined up on the grid paper. There we go. And let's get this up to the top, okay? There. All right, that looks pretty good. And actually on my sample, I had turned it around and was able to cover up because I didn't like how it stamped. You know what? We're going to do this one more time because it looks a little blobby down at the other end. Let's do this one more time. Whoops. Okay, I like that one better. There we go. All right, where's my lid? Let's cover that up and cover this up. You need more order blending brushes. You can use daubers or sponges with the mask. You can use the sponges would work well with the sunflower, Kathy. I'm not sure like the dauber and the sponges well with the leaf one, okay, because there's so many little pieces for it to what do I want to say, you know, for it to catch on. Okay, we're going to add this right here. I think that's in a good center. So let's add some dimensionals here. Blending brushes would definitely work so much better. But you could, you know, wash them in between. But, okay, let's do this and do this. I'm trying to leave room in between for the linen thread to sit so it doesn't add more height to it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Do I want to put this? Yeah, we can. Let me think here. Okay. Yeah, we can put these on now. I was just trying to think how I wanted my pumpkins dimensionalized. Okay, get away from there. So let's add this onto here. Okay, so now we're going to take our pumpkins and how am I going to do this? So we're going to put like pumpkin up here. So this is going to definitely be flat. So let's go flat. Oops. Squiggle that around a little bit. Got glue all over the place. Okay. All right. And then we're going to take this other one, this Cajun Craze one, and that one's going to be flat too. I think they all might be flat. I'm just kind of giving a little twist, okay? And let's make sure these are going to fit okay. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So, we're going to put some dimensionals just along the bottom of these pumpkins. So let's see. Let's do some minis here, okay? Because I don't really, I don't want them to, oh my goodness, like the bottom part was sticking to those dimensionals. So let's just add some along the bottom here. There we go. And we're going to put, I'm going to just stick another one here and one over here. I should have probably waited to add the label, so I didn't crinkle my pumpkins here. All right. There we go. Okay, so let's add this. Take our backings off and try not to let it stick. I got glue. Yikes. Okay, there we go. Stick that down. And then let's pull these off before I add the glue this time. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, that'll work. All right. Look at those pumpkins. Aren't they just awesome? Okay, so now we are going to add this to our card base and we'll add some more dimensionals on there. That's why I didn't want to do like another layer of dimensionals with those pumpkins, because this is like the second layer of dimensionals. Here we go. And then we're going to dress up our envelope and the inside of our card. There we go. We'll see. What do you guys think? Isn't that just fabulous? I didn't pull out any bling. You know what? I just thought it looked kind of natural. So let's pull our stamps out. And I think, you know what? Oh, I don't have Calypso Coral here. We are going to do pumpkin pie and the daffodil. Okay? So let's, we're going to add one more thing to the front of our card. Let's do a pumpkin pie there. And then Daffodil Delight, we'll just kind of overlap it. And then I pulled that off. Hang on. Let's pull this leaf off and grab the stem out of here. We're going to need that and this. Oh yeah, this one. I love this half of a leaf. It's just so much better. Let's see. We're going to grab some pecan pie. You could really do whatever color you want. I like the brown. Because usually they turn brown once they're ripe. Oh, good, Kathy. I'm glad you love the card. Maybe this will be one of our club cards, I think, next month. So, because it's just fun. All right, we're going to grab, I need another block. Hang on. Let's see if I can grab this. I'm going to grab this. And we're going to do this little curly Q thing. Hopefully I can do it without, oh, look at that. Doesn't take much to amuse me, right? Okay, let's do this stem. I love this stem. I wish they had the die for this. It's just, I love how this sits right down in there. There we go. And then I guess let's do the curly Q kind of like this. Whoops. Phew. Okay, that would have been awful. There we go. Don't you love that? I forgot to add, we're going to add some stems here. But we're going to go easy and we're going to grab some glue dots, okay? So let's grab some glue dots and I'm going to just plop some of these bigger leaves on here. Hopefully I can see here. Get another one over there. And we're going to take a third one. Here we go. And then let's just kind of plop it down here. What do you guys think? Isn't that cool? We need to do the envelope. Do I have, here we go. Let's finish it off, our envelope. Let's see, we did pumpkin pie, right? And then Daffodil Delight. There we go. I already closed the pecan pie. Let's add that. I could make these pumpkin cards all day long. Ah. All right. Now let's add some curly Q's. Really need a smaller block. I feel like I'm really wavering here. Oh, look at that one. Ah. Okay, let's add a leaf. There we go. Okay, I'm going to need to wipe my desk down. There's ink all over the place. So totally, hi Sherry, welcome. You can totally case this card. It's all about sharing and our creativity with others because we all want to send those warm card hugs in the mail. Okay, so what do you think? Do you love it? I love it. Let me show you. Here's my original one. I used that braided twine, or I'm not sure what it's called, and I kind of just braided it, but I think I like the linen thread. Do you guys have a preference? Do you like the linen thread or do you like this braided? You can't see it too well. It's, you know, it's that braided stuff. I probably should have like fluffed it up even more. But that's my original one, and see how fun they are to create with. So next week, I want to share with you that if you've thought about becoming a demonstrator or joining the Stampin' Up family and getting a discount, next week, starting October 3rd, is like a totally perfect time to take advantage of our starter kit. You can either get 35% off your starter kit, so it brings it down. You can choose $125 in product, or for like $64 and some change, or you can add an additional 35% of product to your kit for $99. So you like the linen, Donna? Awesome. Okay, so what else do I want to say? So if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. And also go to my website, createwithnancy.com, and subscribe to my website there for the latest blog post, and sign up for my newsletter. That's where, when I add creative inspiration sheets, you always get some type of inspiration sheet in my newsletter every time I send it out. Right now it's twice a month. I can't quite seem to do it weekly, but there's at least 2 video replays in there, so it's easy access, and 2 card ideas as well. So if you have any questions, and if you'd love to join my team, I'd love to share more about it with you. Otherwise, come back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another card idea. We will be, I'm not sure, it might be the mask. We'll be doing more masking, okay? I've got another, I think I've got another idea with the mask. If not, the snowflake one is definitely on Friday, next Friday, because it's kind of a technique type thing. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining in. I so appreciate you, and have an awesome, awesome weekend.